All right. Hello everyone. Again. I wasn't gonna do this. I really wasn't. Make a second video or anything like that. I know if you watched the previous one, you noticed it got cut into two. If I continue to do this, I will start streaming them just so it saves space and so it doesn't get cut next time like that. But the main point of this particular video is because of two things. One, a dream, and two, because as you can see on the screen, it's about Luna or Terra Classic, if you will, Luna Terra Classic, and that's why I'm particularly here. Let me just get this kind of on already. I want to show this real quick, just so it's seen. I'm gonna change the screen. This is the camera right here. Um, I know this is weird to do it like this, but if you look at this particular uh, notification, if it shows up properly, trying to make it show up properly. Let me see. You can see kind of right there. If you look correctly, I'm trying to get this perfect. It says the November Tower of Luna is here. Again, Luna. I just wanted to show that just a brief second, and then while I'll switch over to this real quick. The reason I wanted to show Luna again is because, again, if you watched the previous video and how I was talking about all this other stuff and that cryptocurrencies and like how I was kind of iffy about certain things and stuff and all that, but I kept seeing Luna, and that's why I put a little bit into Luna, if you will. You can see it's down, of course, but overall, compared to a lot of others, if you look at the statistics of it, it's kind of newer, if you will, and it's kind of stabled out, at least in a month, or at least a couple days, I want to say, in the 20-ish area, 20 to 15 area, kind of, and it's consistently with me always stayed around 18-ish to 17-ish, if you will, like various different numbers right there, and I haven't seen it go past that really so far. And you can see right there in the month there was a high of 28, a low of 15. But again, the reason I was saying this is because I kept seeing Luna, and that notification, I don't know which game app or which one it was from the notification, where that was that it was talking about Luna, but previously, like I said, I saw Luna 3 times in the same day, and I was like, okay, that's weird. Okay, and that's why I got Luna, the currency, and then the next day I saw Luna again, and then today, like I said, again, in this short kind of time frame of a week, 2 weeks, I saw Luna again. And I saw Luna again before previously. I don't remember which day it was or when that was, but something's going up for me, at least, to get Luna, or like point out particularly Luna, I guess, in my life, I guess. And as everybody knows, Luna means moon, as well as various different other things, of course. But the dream I had, I want to get this out there as well. It was actually a day or two ago, and like I said, I was debating on even doing a stream or a video again, because, well, I didn't want to keep saturating this channel with things I wasn't sure about. And anyways, let me get to the dream. The dream was very simple, wasn't long, wasn't very much of anything, but it was kind of interesting because of that video I put out previously, which I don't expect many people to see it or anybody to see it or even see this one. But the point of it was, after that, and shortly after, just like I said, a couple days ago, I had a dream that I had received, I guess, I'm not sure if it was the money, or what it was, or like what particularly I was excited about, because in that dream I was saying, or I was really excited. I was like ecstatic, like, oh my gosh, it's real, like it's actually real. It's here. Like, I was saying things like that, and it just showed that I was excited. Now, what that particular thing was, I do not know. If we want to go off of what happened recently, what I've been thinking about recently, we could say maybe it's the cryptocurrency, the Luna, right here. Maybe we could say something particularly happened in the world that sparked my excitement. Maybe something like they've been saying, like, oh my gosh, the rapture's happening soon, or something interesting is gonna happen soon-ish. And it could be any one of those things in particular. If you think about it, if you go off of based off the dreams, if you believe in dreams like I do, and that something's going to happen, you know, you would like start to wonder as well, right? You would start to be curious. You would start to wonder what particularly excitement was it for that, or was it for this, And the biggest thing I want to say about that is actually over the last couple days since I made that video, I've actually seen numbers. And I know, again, I'll repeat it again. I know people are very iffy about numbers, and they question its existence on if it's good or bad. And I believe, depending on the person, it could be perceived as good or bad. Some people will see it as a bad sign, demonic, if you will. Others see it as spiritual numbers, and stuff like that. And I even got, I was talking to my mother actually since she was here, and family emergency stuff, like I said in the last video. When I was talking to her, she actually mentioned that in the Bible and stuff like that, as you know, it's more spiritual than I am a particular religion. But she was saying in the Bible, they believe that numbers are important. If you read it, there are various different numbers that are repetitive in nature in there, and it's more like it makes sense why somebody would seek numbers, because numbers aren't very important in there, if you will. Like it has meaning. They have meaning. You know what I mean? So that just kind of like confirmed, okay, I'm fine with keeping the numbers, believing in numbers, believing in my dreams, using numbers as a marker pretty much, instead of like an actual, like, oh, hey, this, and everything, dreams are more my kind of thing, in believing and the gut feelings and stuff like that. But while I was saying this, today I actually saw 333, and just recently 555 while I was recording, just believe it or not. It's kind of interesting. I haven't checked up to see what that they both mean at that point, but I thought I should bring that up too, since that's a short span of time. Literally, like, what is this? Not even 30 minutes or 10 minutes right here, and I've already seen two different triple digits, interesting. But the main thing about that dream, plus what I was seeing too, was that I've seen a lot of numbers, and the numbers, like I was saying, is that a lot of the numbers I've seen said two things. One, change, imminent change, change in general. Like, it was impossible to change this change because it was so big and so, like, life-changing pretty much. And it said in different ways, different numbers, different meaning of change, which is very interesting. Again, why would it say change on all those different numbers? And the other thing was abundance, like wealth, knowledge, faith, and like, but mostly abundance and like wealth and stuff like that. And just like, it's coming soon pretty much. And like, I was like, what is this? That's interesting to hear. It's strange all at once after that video I seen, or made, I guess. Those that got split, unfortunately. Like I said, I'll try to stream it if that keeps happening. But yeah, all that at once, all this at once, all this about, again, seeing Luna now. All of a sudden, I'm kind of on the fence if maybe I should get more Luna, because in my opinion, Luna has for me been the most steady. And even when it dipped dramatically for the I don't know if the market crashed for stocks and crypto. It was huge, and Luna stayed the same, believe it or not. It was actually the only one that actually stayed steady. And I don't know if that was because it already went down dramatically before then, like by a couple cents. I don't know if you would consider going down from 20 to 18 really a drastic change as much, but I guess it did, but it didn't do it on the day of that crash, on the day of the crash, it was actually pretty steady, and it went up the next day right here on the 19th. Because I'm pretty sure it happened on the 8th or something like that. And even on the second crash or whatever, I think that was the second crash right here, something like that, where it kind of did a little more of a dip again, and it came back. It only went down a cent. Yeah, that, or maybe it was around here. I don't know. Either way, it wasn't affected. It stayed pretty much stable and the same, and around the same amount I had gotten it for. And that's why I guess I kept seeing Luna. Maybe because I feel like it's more of a stable coin at the moment. But yeah, and plus, it's unlike all the other ones. Look, I know SHIB, if you look at SHIB, it's got like 4, maybe 5 right now of zeros, but this one has 3. It's, in a weird way, it's not huge. As one of those, it won't make you a billionaire. And probably get a couple thousand or something like that if it went to 1, let's say. And don't you think that's fine? Like moderate amount. It's a life-changing amount. Don't get me wrong. If it does happen, but it would be a moderate amount in a general way. You know what I mean? So I guess if you want to put it in there in a certain currency, I personally would recommend Luna. I know a lot of people recommend every various different ones, whether that's I'll close this off real quick. Don't recommend SHIB. Like I said, it's down by 0.0000, which is like 5 zeros, and then a 9 finally, which is pretty much at low, and all time, one of the lowest of the lows that it's gotten to. Another one was Solana that somebody talked about, which is on its dip. If you look at it, somebody mentioned that it would have a huge impacted dip or something like that, and it would go down. Here it is, like right there, from 30ish all the way down to like 13. And somebody mentioned in their dreams or whatever that they saw that was going to happen, but it would be fine in the long run, and it would eventually go back up. The other one was XRP right here, which is 37 or 40 cents. It's gone down. And XLM, which is a variant of XRP. They kind of branched off and went on their own. The company, or like the people that developed it, one of them, left and made their own a currency called XLM, which is, believe it or not, Stellar Luminous, which is digital silver. I know I mentioned that before, but that's another one, and that's like right now it's 80 cents ish, 90, 80, or like 8 cents. Sorry, I keep getting this confused how I read this sometimes, but yeah, it's like 8-9 cents right now. If you look at it, it's changed a little bit. It hasn't drastically changed, but if you're going off of the cent markers, yes, it has changed. And over the year, it's kind of gone steadily down, just steadily all the way down, and it hasn't improved. But if everything goes up, everything will go up. Like if Bitcoin goes up, everybody says everything else is affected. And when that crash of the cryptocurrency actually did happen, everything did go down. Everything follows suit. Ether went down, SHIB went down even a little bit, from like 12 cents, I think, or like to 12 right there. There's 4 zeros and a 12. It went down and added that 0 and went to a 9. And even, like I said, this went down, everything went down, except, again, Terra Classic or Luna. And that stayed pretty much the same, if you will. It really hasn't gone up or down, in my opinion, since I got it. I got it went to 6 or something like that. It kind of went down technically, but it stayed pretty much stable even through that dip of the crash or whatever. That's why I personally recommend it, because it kind of kept its value, and it's only kind of gone a little bit up, a little bit down. It hasn't changed in general, but yeah. I just wanted to mention all this, tell everyone, and mention my dream, I guess, because it was interesting, again, to see that dream. Like, it's here. It's, I don't know particularly what was here, but, mention that with the numbers that I saw of abundance and imminent change. I should specify that, because imminent and big change, and life-changing change numbers that I saw along, like, pretty much after that dream, and during a little bit after I did the video too, consistently, and especially since I saw today again Luna, as I showed you earlier. Maybe it'll convince someone to consider it. I know, like I said, to do it, you don't need a lot, really. Just put a couple dollars in. I'm not saying you should, but if you want to, and you want to just take a chance, take a chance. Why not? If you have a couple bucks to spare, and do it, go ahead. I personally, like I said, I have it in Robinhood and in this one right here, Uphold. But if I was to pick one, I would go with Uphold. It does require like 10 or 15 bucks though to deposit into it, unfortunately, compared to Robinhood, which you can literally do $1. But the thing is, unlike Robinhood, they don't really restrict. They don't stop you. I believe from actually, like, if the market goes dramatically up, they won't stop you from selling it. They won't stop you from buying it. But I did see something interesting. As you know, there's actually another Luna called Terra, and it says right here, Luna 2. It had been halted from trading. I'm not sure if that's actually just because of this. I don't know if they're just stopping it now, and they're not doing any trades anymore about it. Excuse me. Sorry about that. No, weird. I haven't eaten. Probably why. But if you see it, it's halted. I'm not sure if that's only in this app. I've never actually seen them do that in any currency so far. So that was interesting to see. I'm not sure if that's just in general in the market or whatever, if something happened and like they're halting sales completely from everyone. But maybe that is another sign as well that Terra Classic right here is the correct currency to be getting at this moment for, what I'm mentioning. Because even I kind of had doubts sometimes about whether it was this Luna or the other Luna. And usually people say Terra Classic Luna when they're specifically saying Luna when it comes to certain currencies for this. But I've kind of like debated on that, if that was true or not. And even seeing that today, I just noticed that today, that it was halted on the other one. That kind of just confirms it for me. Like, yes, this is the particular Luna we should be getting, or I should be getting, at least. And yeah, like I said, I'm not good at this stuff. I'm just mentioning certain things that I've noticed. Again, Luna, I've saw the numbers, various different numbers, various different days, several times a day, about change, imminent change, big change. And even today, if you want to search it up and find its own meaning, I saw 333, so 3 threes consistently, and then 555. And that was just in this recording. Before the recording, I saw the 333. During the recording, I saw the 555. And again, I saw the Luna notification on my phone today when I showed you. It said the November Tower of Luna thing, which I don't know what game that was, or what app that was from particularly, but it was interesting to see that, especially for this month of November, when it was 11/11. And if you guys don't know what 11/11 is, you should search it up and see the significance of that day, which is also going to be next year, 11/11, which is a very rare occurrence that both of them are happening. So if you want to look at that, just go into your own journey and learn all this stuff, go ahead. I recommend doing that. You believe in what you believe. Everybody has different beliefs. I am more of a spiritual person than I am a religious person. I believe in what I feel and what I dream and all this other stuff, I don't go off of what people tell me. I want to search things up, And I recommend that for everybody. Even certain people that are the Christians telling all these dreams and all these so-called prophecies, even they say, ask, question. You don't just believe. You shouldn't just believe them, They say it themselves, and I'll say it in a different way too. Like I said, do your own research, figure out what you want to believe in. Figure out if you want to take a chance on certain things. Like I said, the economy for crypto and all that has crashed to a dramatic rate to where it's literally anybody can get a bit of everything in a weird way. Because when I say that market crashed, it crashed. But I saw another video. I should probably mention this. I saw several different videos all of a sudden, just recently in the last day or two, as well, about the banks crashing, like in weird ways. They're kind of like, it was kind of prophesied that the banks would crash, but like they've been locking people out of accounts for no reason at all. And this is in different places. I've heard of like UK, the Philippines, even in the US and all this. Various different banks are just randomly telling people your bank account is closed and all your money is no longer available and you're kind of screwed over. You should probably, I recommend getting a couple bucks or something out just to having something like that actually happens to you, because apparently it happened to these people and there is no reason whatsoever. They were not given reasons. Only one person so far has really gotten their bank account back, from what I read, when that happened, and that was because they took it to the news, and the news started questioning them, and trying to get answers, and they did a report on it and everything, and they eventually got their bank account back. But another person who tried to get it back, they kind of got a check with like only a little bit of money, so they took the rest and didn't let them look at their bank statements or anything like that. They just kind of took the money and gave them a little bit back. I guess they stole it. That is the best way to say it. They stole it. And the people who aren't getting their bank accounts back, well, they just got their money robbed from them. And it's kind of messed up, it's pretty messed up, honestly. And it seems like it's happening a lot all of a sudden, and I didn't know this was a thing until I seen these videos. And some of them are actually happening pretty recently, and like just this month actually, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, guys should do a little bit of research, at least on the banks doing weird things like that. And like I said, they've said before, there's different people have said we're kind of going in this weird direction with the banks and it crashing, and all your money's gonna be gone. And that's why a lot of people are saying to transfer, and they're calling it this wealth transfer when they're talking about going into crypto and stuff and doing all this. And why they recommend you get like this nano ledger or whatever, stuff like that, like this code wallet is what it's called, and it's where you put the cryptocurrencies that you have onto this device, and people have to have the code, which is a very complex code. So if you do actually decide to even get one of those, you need to make sure you write it down. They've have like some where you can buy like a $30 thing that's like indestructible metal or whatever, that withstands fires, water, all kinds of crazy disasters, so you don't lose the code. Because if you lose the code, you kind of just lost all your money from that device. And it's a very complex code. It's not like this simple little bitty, I can make up a code and it'll be, no, they make up your own code that's very difficult to kind of understand, and you have to put it in. And that's what the cold storage or code wallets are called. Apparently, like something like this, where if you have like an Uphold account and you have it active and it kind of interacts with the ups and downs, it's called a hot wallet, and you can use the hot wallet to like buy things and stuff like that. And I've kind of seen more and more of that actually, where like AMC, which is kind of going under, it's starting to let it. There's talk of Netflix and all these different companies allowing you to use cryptos now all of a sudden to purchase different things. So that's very interesting, so it's not a bad idea, like I said, to look into this like I did. I took a chance because, like I said in the last video, I had a very strong feeling after that dream to all of a sudden get it. And before then, I didn't. But that dream I had back then in that video pushed me and urged me, I guess, immediately that same day after I had it, to all of a sudden get it. So I just recommend looking into it, because we are kind of going in this weird direction where there is a recession going on and people don't like to talk about it as much. And just like the money is in a weird state, especially with how the world is going. And if anything happens, well, we're kind of screwed on, what to do for an actual money source. And crypto is a digital source, so you can't really, you know, they can't really destroy it, if you will. So yeah, I would just look into it and just consider putting a couple dollars in one of these things, or one of these individual ones that you feel is the best one for you. You know. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have. Again, I would look into the banks. I would look into at least learning it, about this crypto and the ups and downs, because there are ups and downs, just like it is the stock market, which, if you know what the stock market is and how that works, there's risk involved, of course, just like anything else. And crypto is more of since it's newer, it's not really newer, but it's more like of a unstable version so far, until like something like the banks collapse and they decide to make this an actual currency of official currency or whatever. Um, it's best that you look into it, learn about it, get certain things involved, and if you do get like a cold storage kind of thing or cold wallet, don't keep everything in there right now, because it won't do anything. It won't grow, I guess, or what. You can't sell it, you can't do anything. It's just for storage. It's more of you bought it, now it's there, doing nothing. It's kind of like in your wallet, an actual wallet. Like, you don't grow it like you would if you put it in a savings account or anything like that. You know what I mean? And that's the best way I can explain it, because sometimes this market, it go from like literally nothing, like right here, and if it went to $18, you would have to try to get it out of your storage thing or whatever and sell it. You know what I mean? And that's a bit of a process. Sometimes it takes a couple days, depending, or something like that. It just depends on which one's using, which one, how you're doing things and stuff like that. um I just remembered something, and I'm trying to remember what it was, because I just forgot it. It was something about, um oh yes. So I don't know if you guys know, it's pertaining to the banks as well as cryptocurrency. Apparently, several different banks, and this isn't just ours. It's not just uh one banking individual. No, it's like various different places. I think even China and Germany and all these other ones, even the UK, I believe, um, are doing this. Certain banks of them are doing this, and they're actually buying up crypto, and they're keeping it. That's actually from what people have speculated and thought about, that maybe it was these banks who liquidized all this money, and that's why the market crashed, because this was from something that they said was somebody who had a lot of crypto, and they learned after all this happened, after the big crash, that a lot of banks actually had liquidated the funds to get cash actually out of the crypto and into their banks, and stuff like that. And that was interesting, because that says right there that a bunch of banks are actually having crypto, for one, and all of a sudden they liquidized their funds, so they cashed out all of a sudden. That was kind of weird, very strange. So yeah, that's why a lot of people now are even recommending, even more so, if you aren't familiar with crypto and stuff like that, to really look into it, because banks actually owning crypto, banks actually using crypto, and banks actually, liquidizing funds all of a sudden, kind of strange, don't you think? And all of a sudden now, uh, certain platforms, like I said, Netflix, AMC, which is the movie studio, if you aren't familiar with it, different companies are now accepting cryptocurrencies as a form of actual cash, or like to buy things. Very interesting, very new, very eye-opening, I guess you could say. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Again, if you want to invest in anything, I personally recommend Luna, because that's what I'm kind of seeing around, kind of what I'm noticing. Even though I got a little bit of everything else, like XLM. I think I have an XLM on here, right? No, I do not. I get I guess I don't have any, or maybe it's in the Robin Hood one or something. I don't know. Uh, the main thing is right here, Luna. By the way, I wouldn't recommend getting Robin Hood if you're looking to get Luna. I would look into other apps or anything like that you can actually get into, or at least uphold to get Luna, because Robinhood and stuff like that do not have it. For some reason, they do not have Luna. That's actually why I opened another banking or like account thing or whatever, because I wanted to specifically get Luna, and this one had it. Not everything has all of the ones you might want, so I would do research on that as well. So again, Uphold has Luna. It does have fees and stuff like that, but they also, just like Robinhood, they have a thing where, at the end of the year, you can get your taxes and stuff like that, and I think that counts for it too. So, yeah, it should work like that. They have transaction fees and stuff on there. Robinhood has less, I think, than Uphold does, but Uphold is more. It feels more secure to me for some reason. I don't know. It feels like it won't screw me over if all of a sudden everything goes up and I want to sell it. I feel like I could do that still on Uphold. Excuse me. But yeah, I think that's it officially now. Do your research. Believe in what you want to believe. I believe in my feelings and my intuition, if you will, my dreams, and maybe you should, if you're curious or you don't know either, you can ask somebody or learn about this, or talk to yourself like I do, if you will. I believe it's a guardian, in my opinion. I talked to them and asked them, just like some people do, for their situations, and I talk with them personally, and I ask to see things, like whether that's a dream or something. Maybe before you sleep, just ask to see a dream. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe you'll actually see something that you want to see. Whether that's today, whether that's tomorrow, because it's not like it always happens immediately. It could happen any day, but at least then you know that hey, it kind of works, right? And you can kind of steer yourself from there. Sorry about that. Steer yourself from whichever direction you want to go from that particular dream that maybe you finally have, So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys. I appreciate it if you actually do watch this. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do this again, but I trust my feelings. I trust what I see. I trust what I dream. I trust all these things in particular,